In this video, I'm going to be talking about how I beat procrastination and, most importantly, dread. The infamous dread. Every time we got something to do, it can be good, it can be bad, it can be indifferent. There is dread. And I'm just talking about how I work through it. I'm showing you some clips when I actually have gone outside despite the dread, even doing some video recordings despite the dread, and just really letting you know that that dread will steal your dreams, it will steal your life. Someone once said, show up for your life. And every time I feel like I don't feel like doing something, every time I feel that energy, it's like a weight on you. And no, I'm not really sure where that weight comes from. I don't know if it's lack of sleep. I don't know if we do too much. I don't know if it's we just need help. But that dread is real. And I just have learned that action is the secret to it. You got to get out your head and you got to put your feet in front of you, and you just got to do the steps that you know will get you closer there. And before you know it, you'll start to realize that, hey, something tapped in, something kicked in. What is that? Is that motivation? That's probably what it is. So stay tuned for this video. Let me know your thoughts. You know how if you set goals, you know that goal means something, write it down, and you're not going to always feel good about it. What do you do when you don't feel good about what you said you were going to do? You do it anyway. You got to take it seriously. There's two things that happen. I put on my makeup, got dressed, because I knew if I kept thinking about it in my head, it was always going to be no. Because what's happening is time is passing and the opportunity is fading. So if I can, don't let the beautiful days pass you by. If you see a nice sunny day, you're not going to feel like it, because every time I leave my house, I don't want to leave. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? You never think when you're a kid you're going to fight about going out and enjoying the sun. These goals that I try to work on the weekends, certain opportunities I try to make money from. You can call it work, whatever, but these opportunities I said I'll do on the weekend. Almost every weekend, I feel myself just belling out, becoming that shady person to myself that I just talked about, right? So, how do you push past that energy that you feel when you make a commitment to yourself? This is not a physical commitment to anybody, because really, one of the strategies is to actually make a verbal, physical commitment. Now, with my personality, I will do it because I said I would do it. But what do you do when you're just telling yourself that you're going to do something because it's a goal? Nobody's holding you accountable. You are the only one holding yourself accountable. Today was one of them days. The last few weeks have been one of these days. I don't necessarily need this money, but I'm trying to put myself on a track to just stay relevant in a certain industry, or just to keep myself in the game, because things change, and when you find those little opportunities, you want to keep them. And that's one of my strategies as I go on my journey. I learned over my years is you keep your breadcrumbs. You just check in once in a while, and it keeps you in the game. Okay, it's like anything else you do. Maybe you like even YouTube videos. That's why sometimes I still do videos, because it keeps me in a game. It keeps me knowing the tools. It keeps me knowing about technology. It keeps me thinking. It keeps me observing my hair. So get connected to the why. That's another reason. Get connected to the why. If you know you do better when you make a commitment to others, you might have to make a commitment. But if you know you have obstacles like a child that's unpredictable, don't do that unless you want more stress. I'm trying to rid stress and get to peace, so I don't make certain commitments. But what I want to do, you put it on the calendar. And what I did today, and I'm telling you, I was just like, you said you were going to do it on Saturdays and Friday, the weekends, and it's Sunday. You didn't do Saturday because I was caught up in organizing bills, and it's the beginning of the month, so I like to do stuff to prepare for the month when it comes to my money, my plans, blah blah blah, the boring shit. Excuse my language, the boring stuff. But I told myself yesterday, because I didn't get to it yesterday, I said, you know what I'm going to do tomorrow? I'm going to just get up and put on makeup, get my hair done, because I still keep the door open. But when it comes to this opportunity, I told myself, just do 1 hour. And when you wake up, don't try to rationalize it. Just put the action toward as if you're doing it. Because what I told myself I'm doing is I'm giving myself an advantage, because I'm already at so many disadvantages with my time. So what I do when I first wake up, because I tend to wake up 4, 5 in the morning, sometimes 3, but roughly 4, Instead of going on social media and watching your favorite shows or looking on YouTube, I tend to like to do me some journaling or something personal. So it's very awkward for me to just get up and think about something else. But in order to regulate certain traits of myself and within yourself, you got to learn how to use action to get to the goal, because your emotions are not there. Your mind is not there. Your mind and your emotions is working to get you out of what you plan to do, because you may need sleep. You may need to take time for yourself. But you can still get back to all that stuff, because another thing I've realized, there's a time and a place for everything.
And I'm going to go up in here and get me a burger. Yeah. And some fries and enjoy this beautiful day. I hope you're out enjoying this day. And don't let the beautiful days pass you by. If you see a nice sunny day, you're not going to feel like it, because every time I leave my house, I don't want to leave. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? You never think when you're a kid you're going to fight about going out and enjoying the sun. I remember being a little kid begging my mother to go outside. Now, my mom had no problem with us going out and playing. We would be out all day. Now, as adults, we act like it's so hard to stop for a second and go out and take a break from your regular monotony. And but it's crazy, because and I get it, because you feel as though if you take a break you're going to miss something or you're going to fall behind, and that often does happen. But that's a whole nother story. I'm gonna go up in here. That sun hitting my head so good, but it's also creating a dark shadow because it's in front of me. But I'll be seeing you soon. Bye bye.
There's a time and a place for everything. So if you know there's only a window of opportunity when your kid is asleep, or you could do something, that has to take the priority with things that the kid could disrupt. Like if you do things on video, like right now, if I want a quiet moment, you're going to have to do it when your kids sleep. If you know you got visitors coming and the day might get complicated, likely you need to do things in the morning, right? So it's about stop making yourself think you have all this time that you really don't have. Start to really look at yourself and your life and go, what are my boundaries? What are my limitations? When will I nap? When do I stop? I'm not working this thing for hours just because I can. I'm only going 1 hour, maybe an hour and a half. Okay, let me plug away at a video. Why? Because I'm dressed. Might as well just pop in this thing that I'm dealing with, because I'm really on this whole winter fall blues, because it's something I realize does affect me. I wouldn't call it depression, because honey, I get up and go too much. But it does, it's just like what it does to a flower. I was thinking about this the other day and I wish I would have wrote it. And that's why I would be popping in, because I have these profound moments where I was thinking about in my bed as I was doing a voice memo. Because I go on my phone and I record myself sometimes.
It was a little challenging to get out. It's been a little challenging because it be looking so gray. Sometimes it look more gray inside your house than it do when you actually leave outside. And if you see sunshine, why not get out and go enjoy a little bit of it? Because it won't be here long. And that's sometimes the hardest thing, is to look at things and be in the future a little bit, because you may not feel like doing things. Like I didn't want to go out today. I was like, it's supposed to be sunny tomorrow and the next 2 days. But one thing about where I'm from, the weather can be one day cool, one day hot, one day snow. So with me being so preoccupied, I try to challenge myself to say, every week I get out at least. If it's the summer, I try to do 4 times a week, maybe 5. Okay, it's the winter or fall, and this is one of my favorite seasons, so it's not going to be here long. You're going to blink and it's going to be no leaves on the tree. So it's just the whole point of what I'm saying is it's so important to understand what you value and care about, and when it's in that season, to show up even if you don't feel like it. As long as you are well, you can do it. But we're going to head home and do the same old routine. And that's another thing. How often you're just doing the same old routine. So you're not missing anything by taking a break. In fact, having well-roundedness and balance is so important. But I just thought I would capture some of the beautiful leaves and share them with you, because I know once that winter comes, that gray, that cold, that bitterness, you're going to be in the house then. For the most part, that's what I anticipate. You're in the house, you're cleaning up, you're doing your usual routine. Get out and do something outdoors, especially if you come from a climate that has 4 seasons like me, that it's normal to feel a little down, it's normal to feel a little unmotivated. Just keep going. Remember the things that make you smile. Go around people and be around your family. Do what you got to do to find a little bit of peace and happiness. All right, I'll be talking to you real soon.
the sun takes a break. When I look outside and look at this grayness in the air, right now it's almost 8 o'clock and you don't even see a blue sky. Even the sun takes a break where it doesn't shine as bright. It says, you may have to die during this season. You may have to go without me. You may have to feel drained. And this is for symbolic to some of the people in your life. You may have to feel drained for a moment without my presence, but I'm going to take a break. I don't know, it might kill you because some of these people might depend on you for life. They depend on you for their energy, for that God energy that you carry. But guess what? Even the sun takes a break. And look at the traumatic effect it has on the earth. When the fall comes and the sun says, I'm taking a break. But guess what? Those plants don't die. They just transform. They get deeper roots. They go into rest and reflection. And guess what? They come right back when the season is there. So never feel bad about taking a break from people, even a job, or even making money, or even anything, even your kids. Learn how to sneak breaks in because you are only human and you only have so much. We have to stop looking at ourselves as if we this infinite resource. And I don't care what it is you're doing. It is okay to stop for a second, slow down, take a break. And some people may turn just like these leaves and die. Y'all relationship, just because you took a break, that relationship might die. But it'll be another season for them, maybe. And if that ain't with them, it'll be another group of people. But the bottom line is even the sun takes a break. Now, anyways, this video was supposed to be about me trying to show up for, and I'm gonna stop here because I think I said it. But what I did today that really helped me, because I really was about to not do it again. I missed last weekend, and I know I need to take it more seriously. That's another thing, is taking your goals more seriously, learning how to really take yourself seriously. And when that's the same thing I'm doing with these relationships, observing how I truly feel and showing up in integrity. See, self-respect is really looking at the results and what's happening, not what you feel and what you think should happen. It's looking at what people actually do and how you feel about it. And even if what they do look great, but you feel a way, honor those feelings. Because sometimes you don't know why you feel it, but you feel it. But when it comes to showing up with opportunities or responsibilities that have nothing to do with like work, and it's more like fun for you, even like doing videos or whatever, you got to take it seriously. There's two things that happen. I put on my makeup, got dressed, because I knew if I kept thinking about it in my head, it was always going to be no. Because what's happening is time is passing and the opportunity is fading. So if I can at least get myself dressed and sit down, make tea, plug in my light, log into the system, I'm like, the odds are now in my favor for doing it. Now it's like, just do it. And before you know it, you did it. And you start to build. What you're building, I learned, is a muscle. Just like any muscle, it's weak at first. Things feel so heavy. Everything, you feel everything. But before you know it, your brain won't even think twice about it. You'll just say, oh, it's the weekend. Let me get dressed. Why? Because I know I got something I got to do for others. But on that note, I got to go. This was just a simple check-in. And I'll be talking to you soon. Set those boundaries. Get to the peace the quickest way you know how. If you set goals, you know that goal means something, write it down. And you're not going to always feel good about it. What do you do when you don't feel good about what you said you were going to do? You do it anyway. And you find ways to feel good about it or don't feel good about it. But either way, do this little small steps. And I promise you eventually you'll reconnect to your why. Write something in front of you for your why. Make the goal mean something, like, oh, I'm doing this because I want to buy something you really want. It takes a level of self-control and self-respect and boundaries and being true to who you really are. But anyway, talk to you later.